Gators travel across town to meet Washington Marion. Now, LaGrange is 2-0, but they are expecting a tough battle tonight.
When you have that many athletes that they have, then anyone is capable of breaking at any time. So that's going to be a primary concern for us defensively to try and contain them.
The Charging Indians also scored a 2-0 worksheet, and they are looking for tonight's contest to be a very physical one.
Yeah, every game's going to be won in the trenches. I think our big guys will have to go against their speed. And if our big guys win over, we're going to score a lot of points.
And Marion will pit its wide-open attack against the Sulphur team that is struggling with key injuries and the mumps.
They had the same players out last week, but they put 35 points on LCB. And I feel that with their team speed, it will be a factor for us. We need to see, can we really play against them? And defending the wishbone is going to take a lot of discipline.
And other Marion will open district play this week against Westlake, and the Charging Indians were on the practice field today, making preparation for the big game. They will enter the contest with a 4-1 record, while the Rams will come in at 2-3.
They do a lot of good things, but you know, coach is trying to get us ready for everything they do, so I can't really say what they're going to come out with.
Westlake offense, past week they changed it. They might come with a different offense, but we'll be ready this week. Right?
Our main concern is just beating them and going through district without any loss.
And the Washington Marion goes against Lake Charles, Boston tonight at Cougar Stadium. Now, this is one of the most heated rivalries in the city, but emotion alone may not be enough to keep the Cougars close tonight.
Just another ball game. The rivalry don't mean nothing. If we don't win tonight, it's going to be hard for us to get in the playoffs. This is my first year ever playing the LCB team, and you know, the intensity has been building up in our practice, and I believe we'll be ready to go.
Washington Marion has a very impressive 7-1 record, while the Cougars have been struggling along at 1-7.
I think we will have to assert our size. We will have to just block them and move them out of the way. We're much bigger than them, and we just have to use the size.
Well, we're going to have to try to balance it with a little quickness. You know, they got good size and their running backs and also in the line. So we're going to try to outquick them if we can.
And another to have a bye. Today, the Charging Indians hit the practice field working on a few new wrinkles to throw at the Bulldogs from Carroll High School. And they don't feel this the week off will hurt them.
I think the break was good for us because it gave us opportunity to let some of our kids get well. And now we're at full strength. And the break is not going to hurt us because basically we don't do a lot of hitting in practice. It's mostly timing. And while we were off during the week, we continued to run plays on the bag and work on timing and get in the weight room. So I feel very good about it.
In other state playoff action, when they host the Carroll Bulldogs beginning at 7:30. Now, Tom Woodard is standing by live at the stadium. Tom, are the Indians ready to go?
Which they've had 2 weeks to get ready for the Carroll Bulldogs. Coach Robert Laverne, was the 2 weeks off an advantage or disadvantage?
I felt it was an advantage because it gave us opportunity to get some of the people that we had hurt back, and it gave us opportunity to look at the many sets that Carroll would present to us.
Carroll, what are some of their strengths, and what are some of the things you're going to have to do to stop the Bulldogs tonight?
I think their strength is their ability to run the football, and we're going to have to stop their running game and force them to throw, and we must block their big defensive front. If we can do that, we will be successful.
What have you been doing the past 2 weeks to keep the players from getting stale? You know, looking at Carroll for so long may be a little monotonous for 2 weeks.
Well, we had the opportunity to get them in the weight room, and we played a lot of touch football. And after about 3 days of that, we got back to the pads and really got ready to go.
Okay, it'll be Washington Marion and Carroll in a regional playoff game. Kickoff is at 7:30 at the brand new and very well lit Washington Marion Stadium. Back to you, Butch.
They made mine, and they came up and lined all the Americans on the side of the building that was burnt down, and they told them, said, look, if y'all do what we tell you, we're not going to kill you.
The former Oakdale prison inmate met his immediate family at the airport for a trip to Lafayette, where he will report to a halfway house. Since the prison siege ended,
the work will pay off in another championship season. The tribe compiled a 9-2 record last year, winning the District 4 AAA title in the process. With a little work, the Charging Indians could be looking at another banner year.
It's going to be very hard for us to match last year's record, but we're going to be very competitive, and we hope to be in the running for the district championship. We have 48 kids coming back from last year's roster, and we feel that with these kids, if we can get a few more kids to come in with them in jail, we will be competitive and we'll make a strong run.
A big ball game, Washington Marion and Neville. That's our KPLC Game of the Week. We'll talk about that in a minute. And aggressive defenses. In order to keep their record perfect, the Cards and Indian defense, also known as the Ding Dong Gang, must think containment.
First of all, they have an extensive offense. They have very good tight ends, and their quarterback is extremely well. He rolls out, he never stays in the pocket. Me being a defender, gonna have a difficult time tackling him.
They run traps up the middle, and the quarterback rolls out, never stays in his pocket. Like Ronald has said before, that you might have a little problems there too.
Now, other games we'll be watching.
Keep cake cleaner.
Number one is we got to keep the ball away from them. We cannot do like we did last year where it was 3 downs and we punted, 3 downs and we punted. Our offensive lineman is going to be the key to our offense.
We're working to be the best.
Count on is a hard-hitting affair between the 4-1 Indians and the 3-2 Rams.
Washington Marion has a lot of weapons. They've got running backs, they've got a quarterback, and they've got other receivers by other than Grisby. So they've got many weapons to choose from tonight. We do have a good defense, and their offense is high-powered. So it is a good matchup tonight.
Washington Marion beat Westlake and won the district title last season, and they are very confident they'll do it again.
I think this is going to be the game right here, because with Jennings and Lake Charles Lawson and Sam Houston, I don't think there's going to be no competition. I think this is a big game right here.
What's your game plan going in?
We're going to try to establish a running game. If we can establish a running game, then a passing game will open up. I guess, we're just going to see it as we come along. We don't just try to go out there with big plays. We're going to try to establish something, for the whole game, and just keep on pounding on them all night.
Now, high school football. Butch Alzador coming up next with scores and highlights and the KPLC Game of the Week. Robert Laverne. Stay with us more live and fun.
Up in the background, but shortly now the Georgia Indians are going to be warming up on the practice field. Coach Laverne here. Your team had the week off last week to get some of the injured players well and maybe just to tune up on things a bit, but now you're going to be in the playoffs this Friday at home taking on Faraday.
Yeah, we know quite a bit about Faraday now that we've had a chance to break them out on the film. And we went to Alexandria last weekend to watch them play. They have a very good ball club. We'll spend the rest of this week trying to prepare for their passing game. They throw the ball extremely well, and we need to be ready.
This is sort of a deja vu situation for your ball club because you were practically in the same situation last year. You had the week off. You had an excellent ball club. Everybody predicted you to win big, and you lost. Now you have the same situation going in against Faraday. What's going to be the big difference this year with your club?
I feel that last year's situation helped us to mature. Many of the kids who were on last year's team, we have 23 seniors, and they learned from this. They now know that once you get in the playoffs, everybody's good, and you have to be at your best. You have to be ready to play.
During that week off, I'm sure you were stressing, just like you said, anybody can beat anybody. What are some of the other things that you worked on?
We worked a lot on defensive pass coverage. We want to make sure that the linebackers and our underneath guys know exactly where they need to be. And we spent quite a bit of time working offensively in the offensive line on technique and running pass patterns. We had a little contact. We just wanted to keep everybody's mind on football.
Your club is known for scoring a lot of points, and so is Faraday. So that's going to tell us this should be a very high-scoring and exciting ball game.
Yes, it's going to be a very exciting game. And believe it or not, we're going to mainly be trying to keep the ball away from Faraday. We're going to try to run the football so they won't have it much because they can score. in a hurry.
Okay, if you had to pick one single thing, what's it going to come down to for you to get a win and move on in the playoffs?
I feel that we're going to have to control the tempo of the game offensively. We're not going to try to go in the game throwing the ball around. We're going to go ahead and run the football so we heat the clock up and get in the end zone. And hope that we can get people in the right places where we can stop this kid from throwing the football on us.
Okay, thanks a lot, Coach Robert Laverne from Washington Marion High School. His charging Indians are going to take on Faraday this Friday at home. We'll pause for a timeout right now and return with more of Live at 5.
Heat pump, I never feel really warm, and I need a backup.
Impressive 9-1 record on the line tonight when they entertain Faraday at 7:30 at the Charging Indian Stadium. Now this afternoon, the entire student body was on hand to help the tribe get fired up for their big playoff game.
It's real good. The wide receivers can catch the ball. The quarterback looks real good. So, it's going to have to go for defensive backs and them really doing the plays that they're supposed to do, to be in the right place. They pass the ball a lot, up to about 40 times a game. But, we have 3 senior defensive backs and 1 junior, and we've been together for 2 years now, and everything should go fine.
We got a good defense, good offense. We got a lot of seniors that can play good, and they're just ready to play.
Just going to have to grind out there, just buckle it up and play ball.
In the first quarter, the Faraday Trojans in white have the ball. Quarterback James Davis back to pass. The ball is kicked off by Brady Mingo. Mingo hits the sideline and would gain 36 yards before being dragged down at the 12-yard line. 3 plays later from the 5, quarterback Chris Isaac throws it over to Vincent Frisbee. Frisbee breaks a few tackles and then dives into the end zone. Washington Marion takes a 7-zip lead. It stayed that way until the second quarter. Washington Marion at the Faraday 11. Isaac fumbles the ball, but then picks it up, regains his composure, and then finds Patrick Valiant wide open at the 5. He takes it in, an 11-yard TD combination, Charging Indians up 14-0. A little later, Faraday quarterback James Davis goes to the air again. This time, Gerald Duhan steps in front and picks it off. The Charging Indians would convert the turnover into 6 points. Robert Johnson off tackle. He scores from 4 yards out. Washington Marion had a 20-zip lead over Faraday at halftime.
We just want to continue putting the pressure. I saw them last week. They were down most of the game, and they kept throwing the ball, and they came back. But I feel that right now, secondary is doing a great job.
Third quarter, Washington Marion would put some more points on the scoreboard as Shannon Jenkins bowls his way into the end zone. An 8-yard touchdown the hard way, Charging Indians up 27-zip. From there, the Ding Dong Gang took over, keeping the Trojans out of the end zone. Washington Marion would get another touchdown. The final score, Washington Marion over Faraday, 34-0.
Yeah, the kids are really fired up. They know that this is business, and we're going to take care of business.
Tom Woodard, 7 Sports.
Here they played right here, waiting to kick things off by signing 3 local stars. On the left right there is wide receiver Marcus Bowie of Maryville. Cornerback Ron Alexander is in the middle from Washington Marion. And that's Sam Bro in the middle, and that's Alexander on the outside.
Put right in 80,000.